All right, this is Pacific Central Station in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm riding the Canadian line for the next 3 days, from here in Vancouver all the way down to Winnipeg, and that journey starts right now.
Over the next 3 days, I roll through 4 provinces, 3 time zones, 2 crew changes, and I establish a friendship that changes the entire dynamic of this trip.
That 3-day journey from Vancouver to Winnipeg starts right now. So I'm excited for this journey. This is the second VRL trip I'm going to be taking this calendar year. Last one was Winnipeg to Jasper, and then Edmonton back from Winnipeg, skating the Rocky Mountains. Amazing trip. I've not done anything from Jasper to Vancouver. To be honest, I kind of hate airplane travel right now. They squish you in like sardines. Train, I think is the way to go.
Currently, the Canadian VRL's flagship passenger train boards from Vancouver every Friday afternoon, and it heads east to Winnipeg, arriving every Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on how late the train is. One of the reasons I love VRL for travel so much on my first trip was how relaxed the check-in process is. You bring your bags to the front, they ask if it's over 50 pounds, even if they are overweight, they really don't care. They load your bags and you're on your way. And the biggest pro to all that is the baggage fee is already built into your ticket price, unlike airlines where you pay extra baggage fees. This is already built in, doesn't cost you an extra dime. After that, the train takes off at 3, but they ask you ready to board for 2:30, and this is where the journey begins.
Got myself and then RJ. What we got, 5 in the car?
Math guy. Just happy to be here on this 4-day trip.
Loves Labatt Blue, doesn't bring that Pilsner to Manitoba.
Keeping Manitoba pure.
Ned from Saskatoon is gonna be like, I love Pilsner!
So the seat that I'm in right now is my fixed address for the next 3 days. But one of the really nice things about the train is how social it can be. So this here is Ryan. He goes by RJ. I had no idea who he was before this train trip. We literally struck up a random conversation when we got on the train.
Doing good, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Winnipeg, how are you?
Winnipeg.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
As a fellow Winnipegger like myself, he's leaving Vancouver, heading back home to Winnipeg, and he's a pro baseball pitcher. But don't listen to me about it. I'll let him tell you himself.
Actually, yeah, he brought a professional ball. My first ever paycheck was actually like for the Gold Eyes. First appearance ever was in front of a home crowd, like professionally, and that was electric. I'll never forget that.
And by electric home crowd, he means half the university students at Winnipeg just absolutely crippled on a Sunday afternoon.
It was belligerent.
We're gonna have to sleep in these chairs. That's his bed. This is my bed.
I mean, I'm already contemplating whether or not I should go up there right now and bomb it.
First stop, Kamloops. Approximately, I don't have a watch, at 2 a.m. Putting gas in, I think. Hey, do you ever think they f*** up the gas and they put in like diesel by accident and somebody's like, I'm gonna drain the tank? That's why we're always 12 hours late.
The guy said, actually, you see the next thing he's got a hose in his mouth. He's like,
He's just starting to siphon it out.
During normal times, an economy class ticket from Winnipeg to Vancouver, which is exactly what I'm in right now, would run you about $1,200 plus taxes. Compared to right now, you can go Winnipeg to Vancouver for $370 with taxes and bags included, a quarter of the price. But the biggest issue is that a plane will take you there in about 3 to 4 hours. The train takes 3 to 5 days. Factor all that in with the current reduced prices, and it's an absolute no-brainer for me to take the train because when and if the world does return to normal, I will never for the remainder of my life be able to get a round trip on a VRL locomotive from Winnipeg to Vancouver for $300. Never mind the prestige cabin classes that basically turn the train into a 5-star hotel on tracks for $10,000 for the same round trip journey. Winnipeg to Vancouver, 10 Gs. Dining menu options were not available on the last time that I came on the train. Now you can actually order food. Do they have like a chef in the back doing this?
Yeah, there's a chef in the next car, in the dining car, so that's why I have to get this to him right away. So he's cooking all this.
So there's no microwave?
No, there's no
we thought
microwave.
there was some dude in the back like an easy bake oven.
No, it's right off the grill.
Beef pot roast, citrus glazed salmon. Apparently the chili has turned into a curry.
I'm not touching the curry.
Somebody got the beef pot roast. We do want free tickets in the future from Via, so it's a great meal. Totally underpriced, and these are the choices this morning. Chef's omelet.
Oh, 100%.
That looks pretty outstanding. Ah, much better.
Here's the big reveal.
Whoa. I just got deja vu with it for all the wrong reasons.
This coffee smells delicious.
Thank you very much.
I'm smelling it right now.
Jen, I think we both need to work me up.
Would you like a cup? Last go.
Oh, maybe I will if you have extra.
Don't
You got
spill it.
I'm with you. With you. I'm here with you. Money.
I just got mad deja vu of like Rose letting go of Jack in the ocean after she told him she wasn't gonna let go.
Go ahead and take a bow.
Thank you. Okay, now taking some beautiful shots outside the window.
Good morning, everyone. We hope you had a restful first night on board a train number to the canyon en route.
What a day. I mean, it was supposed to be a nice day in Jasper, and then it started snowing and started looking like this. So this is Jasper National Park. It's one of the most beautiful places you'll find in all of Canada. Anyway, we're boarding in 2 minutes. When the Canadian comes into Jasper, it's easily the most beautiful part of the journey, both when you arrive and especially when you depart Jasper National Park. On my last trip, I didn't get to see any of these views because the Winnipeg to Vancouver route does this part of the journey through the night. But if you do the Vancouver to Winnipeg route, it does it all during the day. But watching the views roll by and seeing the Canadian mountains firsthand fade away into the prairies is honestly something else. But I feel like there's something missing. So that there is the dome car. No access. We are currently 1 car away from getting into those views. Tough shit. Well, the employees do hang out and have lunch in there. Kind of confusing me why we can't let's go check out some nice views. From breathtaking sunrises across the prairies to a mesmerizing sunset just glazing over the top of the Rocky Mountains, you can't experience any of this, only from the window of your seat. Normally, Via Rail runs about 2 cross-country Canadian lines a week from Toronto to Vancouver, but that's been reduced to only 1 line departing from Winnipeg every Monday night and Vancouver on every Friday evening. And here in Winnipeg's Union Station, which is my home city and my final destination on this trip, usually the Canadian is so long that it stretches almost completely out of the station and onto the freight line. Now, as you can see here, it barely even touches outside of the station.
I will never get that again. We like Chef Paul. I just don't like the $22 price tag.
Chef's pulling a frozen dinner bun out of the freezer and fired in the oven, keeping it hot and throwing it in the to-go box. $13, I'm gonna give that a 4. So far the barista's outperforming Chef Paul this afternoon.
Yes.
Sunrises you get. Something magical about that coming up over a train. Yeah. Saskatoon, 6 a.m. Describe it to me. Cold. Sunday morning, last day of the trip. Look at that crispy brick of a hash brown. Omelet's looking good. Sausages couldn't go wrong with them yesterday.
With salt, pep. I'm probably gonna end up putting bacon into the omelet itself, just to kind of trick myself that it's more than just a cheese omelet at that point. For the Chef Paul. Wow.
I've spent a majority of my life traveling around for hockey. And yeah, traveling almost 20,000 kilometers there and back to Europe is leaps and bounds different than a couple thousand kilometers on a passenger train. But since the calendar year flipped over on January 1st, I've experienced over 5,000 kilometers of Canadian views, some of which haven't been changed since the train travel in Canada began when they laid down the tracks back in the 1800s. But I think the part that gets me the most excited is about how underrated Via Rail is right now. The prices are cheaper than they've ever been before. The trains are emptier than they ever will be. And as the world begins to transition to some form of normalcy, whatever that may be, the prices are going to climb back to the amounts that held me back from purchasing a Via Rail ticket because it was so expensive when I first wanted to experience it. But I took a plane to get to Vancouver, and I'll tell you right now, the entire experience couldn't have been any more stressful, any more hostile than it is these days. And they preach all the current health measures, but cram you in shoulder to shoulder in a plane. But VRail takes the time to put multiple rows of space between each individual, and on top of that, all your bags are included in the ticket price. And my obsessive passion for trains got brought back to life when I was playing hockey in Sweden last year, where they're so train-dominated travel. VIA has continued to grow that love for me. As the train arrives in Manitoba, ultimately Union Station is the end route for the final stop in Winnipeg, and I got to enjoy some of the final views, and this is what it was like.
All in all, I call this a pretty successful trip.
Yeah, me too. Had a lot of fun.
Ladies, he's freshly single.
Aha!
Give him a jingle.
Stop it.
No, I will.
Gonna run off to the sunset.
VRail doesn't pay me. I really wish that they did. But as long as the prices stay the way that they are, and as cheap as they are right now, I'll be taking the Canadian, I'll be taking VRail across Canada for any trips that I have to do. Just the fact that I was able to build a friendship, to be able to see views that I've never seen before, to be able to experience Canada in a way that I feel like everybody should, it's a no-brainer to be taking VRail. I'm going to be doing it for the next, any trips that I do, especially out west, since the Western line is open, the Winnipeg to Toronto route when it opens up, and wherever the next journey is, I can't wait to take the train. See you then.